Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're back for AM Hustle. For insanely helpful stuff, click show more under the video. So with that, let's discuss a wonderful topic that many people just seem to misconstrue. Things that are not properly identified, or you're not really addressing how this thing works. The first deal is, are you working hard enough? And I know many people will say, yes, I'm working hard enough. I'm doing everything I can. I'm doing everything I can to make it happen. I'm killing it. I'm putting it out there. I'm just not results that I want. Well, let's look at that. Make better decisions to build upon something, to create a better situation. That is learning how to audit yourself. Because if you're working as hard as you're saying you are, but you're not getting results, there's a problem. And part of the problem is a lack of an audit, a lack of foundation, a lack of measuring and taking feedback and putting yourself out there. That's a huge part of the problem. Because once you learn how to audit, and once you learn what works, what doesn't work, then your hard work will bear more fruit. Some people consider this working smart. I don't consider it working smart, because the thing is, every time you hear that term, there is this thing of push button success. Just push that button, you'll be successful. And it just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way at all. It's not even close to working that way. So one of the things that you'll have to do is rearrange your mind. Now, if you say that you're working as hard as you can, you're killing it, right? You're out there making it do what it do. Then ask yourself this question: how often and how quickly do you see results from your work? How long does it take for you to see results? If you don't know what the process is, or well, I should say process, because you can't continue to work hard and not get results, or you're just going to give up. You're going to pop out and move on to something else. A big issue that happens with many people is the lack of goals and the lack of purpose. Now, goals and purpose are two different things. When you have a goal, let's say you want to lose 100 pounds. Just throw a number out there. That's a goal. Then you do everything you need to do to lose that 100 pounds. You go ahead and you reduce the weight. You clean up your act. You clean up your eating. Then you lose the 100 pounds, right? Then the minute that you lose the 100 pounds, everything stops. You go back to doing what you were doing. Next thing you know, you're wearing that stuff again because you had a goal. Now, let's say you had a purpose why you were losing that weight. You wanted to lose 100 pounds so you could be a grandfather to your grandkids, which aren't, your kids are still little, but you don't see 90-year-old 400-pound people. You don't see 90-year-old 300-pound people. That's just the reality of it. So you lose the weight, you get yourself together because you have a purpose. So you lose the 100 pounds and the 100 pounds stays off because you're acting on purpose versus you're being goal driven. Goal driven is cool, but goals are only going to carry you so far, because say you're working on your job and they have this goal of X amount of dollars per second quarter. And you're like, so I get my check whether we hit that goal or not. Maybe because, if you don't hit that goal, they don't make the money. They may have to lay you off because revenues are not high enough to keep you. So you might be, your fortunes might be linked to the health of the company. That's very, very, maybe intricately linked. But until you care about the goals, now let's just say, what's up, Louis? Let's just say that the company has, because I was having this conversation just yesterday, that especially with millennials, that when they go work for a company, if there's no purpose, there's nothing else, they're not interested. And if there's two jobs, one that has purpose, but it pays less than this other job, which is just all about the money, they will take the job that pays less because they're more about purpose. That's just the way that they were groomed and the way that they were built and brought up to be. And it's a very interesting dynamic. So just using that example, if you do not go ahead and create purpose for your goal, because the goal is the first step, then you got to wrap that goal around some purpose to keep it going on. Because typically the average person who starts to do something, once they reach a certain level of success without that purpose, they're just going to stop. It's just not going to keep going on. They're going to reach a certain level of success and then it's over. It's done. It's a wrap. It's kind of funny how that happens, because once that certain level of success is achieved, and I'm going to tell you what's a common number, and you will see it frequently with many people, $10,000 a month. Now, why is that number so common? Average income in this country for a single person, not household income, but average income for a single person is $38,000 per year. So you get two people, one makes 38, one makes 22. That puts you like 55, 60,000 household income. But average income for a person is around 38 grand, which is like two something a month after taxes. So you get to 10 grand, you've 3x'd your salary. You've reached a certain level of comfort, because when you only make so much money, you're just used to a certain lifestyle. So if you can triple your income, that immediately puts you into a position of wealth. Now, wealth or feeling rich is relatively subjective to based on where you are. I was having lunch with someone I know makes six figures, and these are the words he said. Now I'm making the most money that I've ever made in my life. I still do not feel rich, because he's in an environment where there are guys making seven figures. He makes six figures, but there's not one, not two, but several people who make seven figures. So even though he's making more money than he's ever made in his life, he is surrounded by people who are making 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times more than he is. So he doesn't feel as rich. Now, once you get your income to, like, say you bring home $2,000, then you start hustling and reselling or starting a business or doing some stuff, and you get your income up to 10 grand, the hustle tends to deteriorate. You'll do what you have to do to maintain that because you like it, because it's fun. You got the money coming in, you feel better, you roll with it, right? But without purpose, you stop. Like, okay, let's take Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg, based on cash out of his options, we're talking about billions in cash. Once he sold stock. I don't even think he's 30, right? I don't know. Well, if he didn't have purpose, he would have gave this up. He would have sold the company and moved on. There's a purpose there. And that's what keeps people engaged, and that's what keeps people doing their thing and pushing the business. You have to have purpose. Now, as I talk about, are you working hard enough? Look at the results of your work. And this is something that I know to be true. like I was talking about last night with my friend who tripled her hustle. She was working hard, she was. She was working hard, but she was working hard without direction. See, that's another slippery slope, and I think that's where many people are. They're working very hard without direction, working really hard, and they feel the struggle because the struggle is real, but they don't feel the results because there's once again that purpose. My purpose. I want to remain free to do what I want to do the rest of my life. As long as I'm doing what I want to do, I'm good. That's it. For some people, that would be failure. That would be failure. It's like, no, I need more. But that's my purpose. That's what everything falls from. That's the tree that all the fruit's on. To maintain the freedom, to be able to do what I want to do, be able to do the work that I want to do. That's my purpose, and it keeps me going. I mean, I can tell you, I can make $100,000 this month, and I would still continue to do what I'm doing because it's fun. It's not driven on, I got to do this to make X amount of dollars. I have been that hustle donkey, and a hustle donkey is when you put the hustle on your back and you haul your hustle. When you are hustling hard, when you've got a real purpose to your hustle, you're pushing your hustle. You're not carrying your hustle like a burden. You're pushing your hustle because it's fun. It's like you're in the store and you're shopping, you're pushing that cart and you're putting all the goodies and stuff in there. That's fun because you're pushing it and it's easier. But when you got to drag that, it's a bear. It is a total bear. So just some of the things for you to think about. Now, how do you know if you're working hard enough? At the end of the day, you need to do an audit. Do not do an audit at the end of the month. That's too late. Don't do an audit at the end of the week. That's too late. Each day, you have to audit your activity. And you have to go into your activity and say, okay, does this activity that I'm doing right here push me to the point that I want to be? Is this activity taking me where I want to be? And if it's not, then you got some problems. You've got some issues, because if your activities are not where you're pushing the cart, if your activities are like, you feel like the hustle donkey, like you're just pushing, you're grinding and you're pulling, and it's just, and there's going to be some days where you're going to have to struggle like that. That's just going to happen. But if you always are the hustle donkey and hauling your hustle and pulling yourself and dragging yourself, then you're not operating on purpose. Because if you've ever been an athlete, or you've had a certain presentation where you just know you nailed it, you were working in flow, you don't put that much effort into it. It's just it's like you're on autopilot. If you're always grinding and you're like the hustle donkey, you got to reevaluate your hustle. So going back to the daily audits, you have to figure out what components that you're doing in your hustle that leads you to what you want. Some people don't want money. Some people want time. Some people want fame. Some people want recognition. Fame and recognition are not the same thing. Some people want to enjoy X, Y, and Z. All right. So as you do your audit and you create this list, pen and paper, and you list all the activities that get you to where you want to be. I had this conversation with my friend yesterday. It's like, what do you do that makes you the most money? She didn't know. That's a problem. So you got to ask yourself, what part of your hustle makes you money? What part of your hustle is necessary? It doesn't necessarily make you money, but it's a support activity to making money. I'll give you an example. Like my thing, when I do these talks, this is marketing, straight up, this is marketing. And the more of these I do, the more that I make money. Hence AM Hustle. First thing that I do is something that will make money either immediately or in the future. So I get as many money making activities done as I can. Marketing, sales, and closing sales. Those are a big part of my success. And and just to speak on that, you get people like, well, you shouldn't market. Anyone that tells you that you shouldn't market is full of shit, and they've never run a real business. Someone had placed an article in the group, the Facebook group, and this guy was saying, we've spent no money on marketing. Then went on to say that we fly around the world to meet people. Okay. Last time I checked, Delta, Southwest, American, United, they don't let you get on their planes for free. They have a dedicated person who was hired to go out and facilitate these meetups. So they're marketing and they're spending money. There are many people who get caught up on the word of mouth marketing, which is awesome when you can get it. But when no one knows who you are, you don't have word of mouth marketing. You're going to have to hustle. You may have to be the hustle donkey. You may have to get out there and just really push the message. You might have to knock on doors and say, hi, my name is so-and-so. This is what I have to sell. You're going to have to do that. Because I understand it's so seductive. It's so wonderful that you don't have to go out and hustle and people just come to you and they drop money in your pot, in your hand. And yeah, that's wonderful. And it happens. And sometimes you'll get your business to the point where that's your daily experience. But mark these words. Day one, in the beginning, you will have to hustle. You will have to work hard. You will have to be the hustle donkey. You will have to do that in the beginning. How long that's going to last, I don't know. But the reality is that is what happens. That is what you have to do. And there are so many people who are trying to get away from working hard. And I was listening to Grant Cardone the other night, and there was something he said. The average immigrant has three times the chance of becoming a millionaire than native-born Americans. And I know exactly why. When they drop here, don't know the language or may have broken English, they already know that they have to work hard. There is no, well, I'm just going to come here to America and sit back on my ass and let the milk and honey flow into my tummy. No, they know I got to get out and get it. I got to work hard. And they also have purpose frequently. And I've employed people like this who were sending a lot of money back home to support family. That goes back to that purpose. But this whole notion of getting away from working hard or trying to somehow seduce your way into success without putting it out. And this is something else too. When you work really hard, your ability to work hard elevates. It's like lifting weights. You go into the gym that first week, it's hard, you're sore, then say you stick with it. A year later, what you were struggling with is child's play. You see people in the gym and you don't go over and go like, that's some lightweight bitch. You don't do that. You just look over and like, damn, I was struggling with that last year. I actually warm up with 50 pounds more than that now. And I was struggling with that. That's what happens when you work hard. Your ability to work harder increases. Therefore, your ability to facilitate your success increases. But if you keep avoiding the hard work, I'm not going to work hard, I'm going to work smart. You keep doing that shit, you are screwing yourself out of amazing benefits because you want to believe in the trickeration. You want to believe into the false narratives that you don't have to work that hard to be successful. And I get all this stuff about other people didn't have to work this hard. Fuck other people. It's a container of you. So if Bob got this deal because Bob's dad is rich, why are you sweating about that? That's nothing you can change. Why are you even mad about that? Seriously, I see people mad at shit that they don't have to be mad at because it's just simply stupid. You can't be mad because, you were born rich, therefore you ain't real. You started your YouTube channel 7 years ago. So what? I mean, I should be where you are right now because I'm working hard. I got these 4 videos up, and 3 of them ain't about nothing but bullshit. But I'm working hard. I should have what you have. You have people who think like that, and they're reproducing. That's a problem. So you got this stuff that's going on, and you have people who are doing these things, and they don't understand that they are screwing themselves. So the question is, are you working hard enough? Honestly, go look in the mirror and ask yourself this question this morning. Am I working hard enough? And if you pause, the truth is no. That's the deal. The truth is no, you're not. Not working that hard. So just a little AM hustle, a little food for thought. So for those of you who want to be hard workers and who want to elevate your hustle, be sure to check out hustlerskungfu.com. There's a lot of wonderful stuff there. And you can get the special, which is 19 plus courses for $450, and that ends November 6th. All right, this is Glendon. I will see you in the next episode.